Hey my lovelies, it's Mitch here and I'm just coming on to do this September's guidance reading. Oh, September already. What a crazy roller coaster year it's been so far. I was really reflecting about the highs and the lows of this year. There's been some really cool stuff. There's been some really weird stuff, but yeah, it's an interesting time. But September already, wow. So, as ever, I'm going to work with the Wandering Star Tarot, and this will be our little tarot scope for the month ahead, to sort of see what's happening. And then we will follow through with some cheeky witches runes to conclude this September's guidance reading. So these are the cards. So what we'll do the opportunities coming up for September, any sort of challenges or obstacles, things to be aware of, and then general sort of lessons and conclusion. And then, like I say, we'll follow through with the Witch's Rune. So let's give these a tap. Let's give these a little shuffle. Let's see what the energies have in store for us. So channeling these for the highest of good. Let's just see where the energies are taking us for this September time. And then afterwards, I will talk about any kind of upcoming events and little bits and pieces to be aware of throughout the month of September. So all good fun. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so what we've got then. So for our opportunities coming in, we've got the Hierophant, and it just says around the side here, ritual, ceremony, tradition, structure and knowledge, wisdom, teacher. So the Hierophant is all about expansion, it's all about exploring, it's all about unlocking the keys to the future, which I love kind of this pictation here with the keys crossing over. So it could be for some of you, there may be types of sort of ritual or ceremony. So there could be hand fasting energies going on. There could be weddings. There could be other types of celebration, things happening. This card comes in quite a lot when people are really discovering that sort of higher consciousness of what they're about. So people are maybe really evolving spiritually. So this might be a time in September where you get some massive downloads, where your thought patterns really start to expand, really start to open up, where you really almost look into perhaps your own spiritual gifts, as well as the kind of offerings that are going on around you perhaps. But to me, this is about seizing life. It's about seizing opportunities. And it is about knowledge. It's about wisdom. It's about empowerment. And I think none of us are beyond learning new skills. I know I'm certainly not. I'm learning every day very much as a school day. And I think like there's a bit of an awareness with this card of that, you know. So it is interesting. But I think for a lot of us, we're going to be really tapping into our higher purpose, our complete purpose. What are we really here to do? What are we really here to discover? And the Hierophant energy is almost holding space for that. Comes in sometimes as well when maybe we're wanting to sort of learn new skills, whether it be spiritually or more practically. So maybe some of you are going to be enrolling in kind of courses or workshops or learning new things about yourself, whether it's being done sort of in a group setting or perhaps more privately. But there could be some of that stuff happening as well. So that's interesting. So as we're moving into any sort of obstacles or any challenges, we're going into the Knight of Swords. So it just says around the side here, highs, lows, conflict, tension. Now, Knight of Swords, when the Knights show in tarot, they always want to come in to protect, to honour and to defend. So it could be that maybe some of you might feel a little bit vulnerable in headspace through the month of September time. It could be that maybe there is some severing that has to happen or some ongoing protection. And Knight, you know, like I say, the Knights really are prepared to defend and sort of protect things right until the bitter end, you know. So yeah, there's this real sort of feeling of actually standing up for yourself, really being seen, really going the distance in the ways that you need to. I get this real strong feeling as I hold this card of like staying in your truth, staying in your power, celebrating and really enjoying all the beautiful connections, all the beautiful experiences that are in your life and in your world. But if there's anything that compromises your general well-being or your mental health, this sword essentially wants to detach, it wants to sever, it wants to cut that away from your life. And it could be a lot of areas, it could be a lot of things. So it could be to do with people, circumstances, situations that you find yourself in, just energy that maybe doesn't feel good enough. And, you know, what I quite like with this Pictation is this sort of spiritual eyes opening at the top and really seeing the truth of things. So seeing with your eyes, but also really seeing with your third eye, in terms of what's happening, what's going on. And, you know, sometimes we have to just reclaim back our magic. We have to reclaim back our power. Sometimes we just have to be enough for ourselves, and we have to give ourselves enough credibility, enough self-care, enough self-love, in order to move forward. So maybe that's going to be happening. I know that I've been really communicating my truth this year massively, more so than I've ever done before, and I've been really celebrated in lots of spaces, but there's still areas, there's still pockets of space and place where people don't like me, or people are not happy with the fact that I'm communicating in the ways that I need to. But I will live my authentic path, I will live my authentic life, and I will not kind of compromise on that anymore, you know. I will not sort of entertain anything that is lesser or not good enough for me. And I think that's the message with this particular card for some of you guys. But don't get blocked, don't get sort of put off by having your version of life, even if it doesn't suit other people. You've got to do what you've got to do. So it's not about being a dick, it's not about being an asshole, it's not about hurting or harming anybody, but it's just about you putting yourself forward, being enough, and just severing what isn't working for you. And finally, with our kind of conclusion, we're going into the Three of Pentacles. So it just says around the side here, enterprise, success, talent, and teaching. So Three of Pentacles comes in a lot when there's a bit of a gear shift, when there's positivity, certainly around finances, money, and opportunities, projects, making things happen, turning things into a physical reality. So it could be for some of you guys, maybe you're going to have job promotions. Maybe if you've got kind of self-employed businesses, you've been making some plans or some ideas of how to take that to the next cycle, to the next level. And, you know, that's going to sort of really pay off. It could just be that some of you have been really working hard, putting a lot of hard energy into sort of your life, and that's going to start to be rewarded. That's going to really start to pay off for you. But financially, this is definitely about a gear shift, money coming in, abundance. And I want to say not just kind of revenue, although revenue is going to be there for some people, but also it feels to me more so like the abundances of life. So money is an aspect of that. I don't think it necessarily buys happiness, but it can allow us to do more things. But I kind of do feel, where I get it with this card, is that there's going to be opportunity to really feel at peace inside, you know. So this is an exciting time. If financially you felt a little bit hindered or a little bit blocked, this is indicating to me that there's going to be a positive gear shift. Money is definitely going to become a little bit more free, a little bit more accessible, and maybe that will just help things evolve in the ways that they need to. So interesting. So some really cool stuff. So, you know, be yourself, find yourself, love yourself, value yourself, discover yourself if that's still a work in progress, and enjoy all the unlocking of magic that's there for you, because it's coming in big time. Keep the boundaries, keep the protection in place. You know, you are the master, serve yourself, don't become the servant to others, and sever those cords that need to be disconnected. Be open to this kind of wealth of emotional and financial abundance, and just magic, because Three of Pentacles is bringing that energy in. It's a high vibe card when it shows, and again, it's manifesting. So these eyes, they've been manifesting, they've been seeing what you've been putting out to the universe, and a situation is happening for that to all be given. So it feels quite exciting for our September. Let's follow through with a Cheeky Witch's rune and see if we've got any final energies or any final words of encouragement there. Okay, so we've got the energy of the moon. The moon is all about deep healing, deep cleansing, and again, going through cycles, going through changes. So we're always a work in progress. So it's honouring the different stages, it's honouring the different energies that make up the world around us. But what I love with the moon card is eventually we get into that stage of complete illumination. So sometimes the moon is a bit hidden and it goes through those different sort of pockets of energy, but eventually it always finds its way back into the light. It always emerges and gives off that beautiful magic, that beautiful ray of light. So it's interesting. So there may be some sort of cycles and some pockets that you go through, but you will come out fabulous again, you know, in the end. This is also a time to really trust your own intuition. So some of you may be getting sort of some deep downloads of energy. You might be getting some really intuitive thoughts and ideas. Your psychic ability, your spiritual connection, your mediumistic ability might really be ramping up. And sometimes the moon exposes and reveals the truth of things. So sometimes things that have been sort of hiding in the shadows or feeling a little bit blocked come to the surface. Now, particularly sort of think of this card, maybe some stuff is going to be acknowledged or exposed, and maybe this is going to have to be the action of that. But again, knowledge is power. So remember that as well. So an interesting September time. I hope you can make sense of the guidance reading, and I hope it makes a little bit of sort of negotiations for you in terms of, you know, what's to come and moving forward. What do I want to let you know about? A couple of cheeky shouts, just to let you know that I will be out of business from the 12th to the 19th because I'm having a holiday. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm having some off-grid time down in Cornwall. I'm going to be down in Newquay, so very excited for that. It's going to be amazing. But I still have some fantastic events before and after. So I have got coming up this coming Friday, I have got Colour and Crystals down in Trowbridge in Wiltshire. So if you want to see me for an in-person reading, pop Joe or Donna a message at Colour and Crystals and they can get you booked in. Sunday, I am doing a dog show in Wincanton. I am fully booked for that, so thank you very much if you've secured your space to see me there. When I'm back off my holiday, I'm going straight back into a sort of a working weekend. So I'm having Hungerford Heart Song Gems on the Saturday, so Saturday the 20th. And then on the Sunday, I will be over in Martock doing a day of private one-to-one readings. There are spaces, I believe, for both, definitely for Martock, and I think there's spaces still for Hungerford. So get booking those if you would like to see me there. And then the following month, just to let you know, happening very shortly afterwards, I have my exciting Witches Market, which is happening on the 5th of October, which is a time for all of us magical folk and us witches to gather. Returning my Witches Market and Psychic Fair in the new venue, which is going to be at the White Horse View, which used to be the View, now the White Horse View, in Westbury. So it's going to be really exciting. Massive car park, beautiful on-site restaurant, much more stalls, a bigger space, lots more magic, lots more sort of amazing stuff to discover. So that'll be happening from 11 till 4 o'clock, or 4:30, sorry. Free entry event. So come along and get involved. So some really exciting things happening, actually. So I hope you can make sense of the guidance reading. Have a beautiful September time. Look after yourself. Really looking forward to the connections that are going to be sort of intertwined throughout the month. And yeah, I will see some of you lovelies as and when very soon. Keep shining bright. Much love for now. Take care. Bye.